What's up, everybody? I'm Rick.
And I'm Anna.
And welcome to another one of our We Read Your Comments video.
Welcome.
Anna, we've done a few of these, and I know you particularly appreciate them.
Yes, I do, mostly because I can't really read all the comments, especially for the reaction videos, because I'm avoiding spoilers.
Yes, exactly.
And so this is a great moment for me to actually get to see more of, what's happening in the comments.
Yeah. So a lot of the animes that we're watching currently are animes that I've already watched, so Bleach and Naruto.
Yeah.
But you haven't, and so you're not looking at the comments because sometimes there's some spoilery stuff on there.
Yeah.
So what I do is I go through them. I pick some of them that I know are not going to spoil you.
Yeah.
And then we, discuss them together in a video form like this. Today's video is going to focus on comments that we got during the month of July, or on videos that we posted during the month of July. So let's get started.
The first comment is from Rider21 from the video Hitsuga versus Jin, and it says the new setup looks great. Also, congratulations for the baby. I'll be waiting for more reactions to Bleach. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like the new setup.
Yes.
I feel like we really like this style because it's not that different from what we had before. I mean, it's obviously different setup, but it's in the same style.
Yeah. So we added the lights. I like the lights.
Yeah.
I play around with them way more than I should, but yeah, I like to change the color. But also, this is a no, it's not changing at the moment of truth. But also, this is a there you go.
Yeah.
A work in progress. This is what it looks now, but we're gonna keep working on it.
Yeah, we're thinking about the small adjustments that we can make. Also, thank you for congratulating us for the baby.
Yes, we have a brand new panda in our life, a little baby.
What's the brand new panda doing right now?
Sleeping.
He's sleeping.
Which is time for mommy and daddy to film their videos.
Right. Yes. And yeah, Bleach reactions, they'll be coming.
Yes. Next comment from Normal Kid, great name, on Naruto Shippuden episode 211 reaction. That one was about Denzo, that episode. And the comment says, Denzo was the most realistic in a fictional world, and that's what makes people hate him. He was selfish, like we all are. We think of our people in our country before anyone else. People surely condemn the war, but do they really want it to stop, or just want not to be involved?
That's an interesting point. I think maybe Denzo represents, especially from the point of view of, the person thinking of himself and his people first, the view that people have on the world in general, like the more realistic.
It's a common view.
Yeah, exactly. It's common. And to be fair, in an anime that is full of idealistic characters, he does seem the more realistic.
Brings it back down to earth, especially when you hear
this is the truth of it, this is what's happening.
When you hear some of the things Naruto says, often you're like, oh, that's a bit idealistic,
Exactly.
And so having a character like that also anchors everything. Yeah.
And the next comment from the same video reaction is from Derek Hale. And it says, Danzo truly cared about the village. He was just scared of death, which is normal. And in the pursuit to gain the power needed to prevent his demise, he got lost. But in the end, he realized the complex he developed because of Hiruzen. This episode slapped me in the face because I hated Danzo, but this made me understand that he respected Hiru enough to not let him get his hands dirty, so he would do it for him.
So another interesting take on Denzo. Denzo is truly an interesting character because people come at it from a different perception, different point of view. And here, also a point of view that I wouldn't say that I'm down with 100%. I agree with a lot of the things said here. The fear of death was something we saw from the character. For sure.
I mean, he says so himself at some point.
And his complex towards, Sarutobi, and also the fact that he was the one working in the shadows and dirtying his hand. But the idea that I have to dirty my hand so that you don't do it. Do you have to dirty your hand? That's where I
wonder, is it like that, or is it because Danzo felt like this is something that has to be done?
That has to be done, but that's what I'm saying. did it really have to be done? You know,
Yeah,
for
but
example,
that's another question.
exactly.
But if he believed that it has to be done, that he thought I would better do it than him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
then
what I'm questioning is the
did
premise.
did
it
it
have to be done?
Well, yeah, that's true. And I would take it even maybe a step further. I wonder, did he do it just, so that Sarutobi wouldn't do it, or so that no one else would have to do it? Did he feel like he's the only one who could do that?
It's on me. Yeah.
So it fell on him. Like he felt like that was his burden to carry.
Yeah. But truly an interesting character.
Yeah.
Renato Franza tells us in our video for Naruto Shippuden episode 212. At this point, we think about how Sasuke can come back after that. Of course, we're talking about the episode where Sasuke, tries to murder our good old friend Sakura.
Yeah. Yes. We discussed about that a little bit. I remember, about can Sasuke come back? Like, it's difficult, It's something that's been on my mind, and I wonder. It makes me wonder because I feel like they're kind of slowly closing the door on him, and it makes me wonder, like, what is really the direction of this character? Is he even meant to come back? Is he just the story of the making of a villain? We just, instead of seeing, like we see for the other bad guys, we see the flashback that makes you understand, like, oh, I see why you ended up like this. We're just like literally seeing it with Sasuke happening in real time. And it's even more difficult than if that's the case, because we like him in the beginning, right? I mean, I don't know if everybody likes him, but I like him in the beginning. And then he slowly turns from bad to worse.
Yeah.
And then at some point you're like, but I liked you at first, and now I can't because you're the bad guy now, Is
you
that
can like bad guys.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, you know what I mean.
You can't root for him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is this the story that I'm watching? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say because I do know.
The next comment is from Duma from Naruto Shippuden episode 214 reaction. Everything that Sasuke is currently is because of Itachi. Yeah, he saved him when he was killing his clan because he loved him, but Itachi was a horrible brother. He failed at being a good brother. He manipulated his baby brother countless times, showed him his parents die at his hands more than 100 times, then you expected a person who's been through that much to be okay and accept everything. No, you can't do that. That makes sense, I mean, we've discussed about what Itachi has done, and while I feel like he maybe chose the lesser of two evils, it was really messed up what he did.
Yeah, but I don't think we've discussed it actually. We've discussed what Itachi has done to his clan.
Right.
Versus, the rest of the world, right? To save the village from war, to save the world from war.
But he did to Sasuke.
About what he did to Sasuke, I don't think we've ever
that's
gotten
true.
to that.
We never really got
and we
into
discussed,
that
the different influence that made Sasuke evil, Orochimaru, Tobi, etc. Itachi is a big part of that.
That's true. Itachi is actually the one who started
Itachi is the main part of that.
It's really kind of sad because Itachi thought he's doing something good for his brother, that he's giving him the tools to survive.
He's trying to push him towards, because he was saying, a future in which Sasuke would come and kill him and then be held as a hero for killing the murderous Itachi.
Right.
But what you created is a horrible kid obsessed with vengeance.
Yeah.
That is all he knows, because that's all you've put into his heart from the moment he was a kid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wouldn't say Itachi was always a horrible brother.
Of course not.
Sasuke,
we saw the flashbacks.
Yeah, Sasuke also has good memories of him. It's just, and that is maybe on Sasuke too a little bit, that he only focuses on, it's like he kind of pushed back all the good things, that he might have.
Oh, when he wanted to kill
Itachi's.
Itachi, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we saw that literally with the crying scene, right? He
exactly.
Took that out
he
of his...
completely repressed that memory.
Yeah. Next comment says, did Sasuke fall solo? Sakura came to kill him. I think there's some hypocrisy in this. Is it really right to get rid of what Sasuke has become, given that What he has become is because of the action of the village. Kakashi was very clear. Sasuke is a product of the time.
That's an interesting point because we were talking about like, can Sasuke come back from that? But it's true, Sakura went there with the
When they're
intention to kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, we know she
Would
probably wouldn't have succeeded. But could Sakura come back from that? You know, can that not be said about her as well?
Yeah.
And then even about Kakashi, who had the
Was
same intention.
ready to kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Interesting. But yes, I would say, did Sasuke fall so low? I mean, he kind of did. You know,
It's
he kind
the
of did.
it's the evil laugh that
it's
tells you.
it's true that we have not talked about the fall of the other characters, but I wouldn't say that Sasuke hasn't fallen.
Yeah. And not so much a fall, right? Because you could say Sakura was justified in trying to stop this, international criminal. But then Sasuke would be right, and the commenters here is right to point out that Sasuke is only the way he is because
Yeah.
of, what the village and what other people did to him.
And then, if we're talking about justifications, Sasuke has his own reasons too,
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
messed up as they may be, do make sense.
Yeah. But Kakashi acknowledged that
Yeah.
and still said, like, but regardless, I still have to
Yeah.
stop you,
Exactly. The next comment from Bertoldo Hoover. Sasuke got the evil laugh and the crazy look down to a T. Also, while I don't agree with Sasuke, I completely understand him. Since he learned the truth about Itachi, he's been moving non-stop. It's like he's trying not to think at all. Another interesting thing I thought about this encounter is after fighting with Danzo, who had been using his family's eyes to push his political agendas and against him. Kakashi, another shinobi from the Leaf, flaunts a Sharingan against him. That must have pushed a few buttons, to say the least. That's a good point. That's a good point. What's interesting from this comment that I haven't really thought about is about how he's been moving non-stop, like he's trying not to think at all. It's like he's being, kept alive by his hatred and desire for revenge. Like, if he stopped to think about it, it would hurt too much or something.
Would he doubt?
Yeah, exactly. Or would his convictions waver? And he knows that, and because of that reason, he's not stopping to think about it.
But he's right, ever since he learned about Itachi, it's just go,
Yeah, exactly.
They were just done with Denzo, and it's like, now go. Like, there's always something else.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting. I wonder if that will be brought up in the anime.
And now a comment from our reaction to Naruto Shippuden episode 216. The commenter, of which the name I can't pronounce, says, "The words Naruto said are certainly beautiful and make sense when applied to his relationship with Sasuke. But if they destroy each other," so we're talking about, Naruto saying if they fight, they'll kill each other, "then what happens to the war and the great countries? Tobi won't disappear anywhere and the war will happen anyway. Sometimes it seems to me that Naruto is too fixated on Sasuke. Does he really care about what happens to the world?"
That's a good point. Does Naruto lack vision or a grasp on the bigger picture? Is Sasuke the most important thing that's happening right now?
So this is kind of telling of where we are right now, but the latest episode that we've watched, it's when Naruto escapes from the island after discovering that the war is happening.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, I have to stop it," right? And he thinks back on his conversation with Nagato on how people put this idea of peace on his shoulders, of him finding a solution. But then he turns around and tells Sasuke, "We'll die together."
Right.
Wouldn't that stop you from achieving that promise that you made?
Well, not if he does it the other way.
But he doesn't know what
That's true, yeah.
that order would be. I think that's what the commenter is saying, right?
Right.
He's so fixated on Sasuke, saying, "No, we'll die together. It's going to be beautiful," right? But then what happens to the world that you promised to save?
To save, yeah, exactly. That's interesting. That's interesting. And we've talked about that a little bit. Naruto is idealistic. He thinks everything can be can be solved by him.
Yeah.
The next comment from Demetrius Mercury from Naruto Shippuden episode 217 reaction. Excuse me to be this late, but did she already give birth? And is it a boy or a girl? I love your reactions and I wish you 3 now well. Thank you so much. Yes, I did give birth at the end of May, and it's a boy.
Yes, it's a little boy. Very cute little boy.
And of course, you would say that it's our
We're biased. It's cute. Next comment is from Valmir Augusto, Naruto Shippuden episode 245. The best female character in this show is almost here. And it's a short comment, but I want to put it here to talk a little bit about who he's talking about, which is Kushina.
Yeah.
Kushina Uzumaki.
Yes.
As of right now, with the number of episodes you've watched, you're not at the end yet.
Yeah. Are we halfway through? We're halfway through.
Yeah, well, 250 was the halfway point.
Yeah.
And we're way past 250. Would you say Kushina is the best female character?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately?
Unfortunately, because, I mean, she's not even a character that's actually there in the, currently. We only see her in flashbacks.
Mm.
And, I feel like that shouldn't be the case, that a character we see only in flashbacks would be the best female character. You have so many female characters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is true. And I don't see it, unfortunately, because I don't like her. I love her. I think she's a great character.
Yeah, I love her.
She's like well built. She has a good backstory, everything. I just wish that wasn't the case.
That other female characters also had the same amount of love put into their characters.
Exactly. Exactly. For a change of rhythm or topic, the next comment from QL from Mob Psycho 100 opening 1 and 2 reaction. The storyline is about self-improvement. It's so deep and will blow your mind. Such a great story from beginning to end. Hope you all enjoy this anime. That's interesting. Okay, so we've recently
3 episodes, yeah.
Yes.
So far, and so that's an interesting comment because we've been saying like, oh, it's kind of just a comedy, right?
Yeah. By the 3rd episode, we kind of figured that it's deeper. Not just comedy.
Yeah.
It's an interesting anime. I really love it. I'm already enjoying it. I hope I'll enjoy it to the end. I'm curious to see where the story is going for sure. So yeah.
And will it blow our mind? Big words. I'm looking forward to it. Duma comments on Naruto Shippuden episode 247 saying, Hinata did tell him that she loves him. So that's a response to you and the
I did say that
video saying that nobody ever told Naruto they loved him before Kushina said that she did.
Yeah. I remember saying that, and I hadn't remembered about Hinata until now. I mean, it's not like I forgot. It's just like in the moment, I think it didn't cross my mind. Yeah, that's true. Hinata did tell him that. Yeah. And it was a big moment too,
Yeah.
I like that they really pay attention to those moments in terms of Naruto's reaction to that, both when Hinata says it and when Kushina says it. You can see that
the importance.
Exactly. How much it matters to him that someone tells him that. But yeah, that's true. I did forget about Hinata's confession.
Yeah. So we were talking about female characters a second ago. Where would Hinata place in your ranking
I think maybe she would be second. Well, she's definitely in top 3. I'm thinking also Tsunade is a great female character. So Kushina is definitely the first one, and then the next 2 would probably be Hinata and Tsunade. Yeah, I'd have to think about it for a minute to really put an order, but she's definitely top 3. Yeah.
Okay. Minato versus Tobi, Naruto Shippuden episode 248. Meteor says, also the 3rd lost his wife here. Imagine losing your wife and having to then help raise a baby with the 9th tail inside. Rough. So we've been hard sometimes on the 3rd here, discussing the way you kind of just left Naruto to his own design and let the rest of the village kind of be very mean to him.
Yeah.
But here, do you think that this added element of like he lost his wife that night, right? Maybe inside his heart, it's not all love and tenderness for, the nine tail and the memory of that night and what Naruto represents.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. This kid, you put the thing inside of him. It's not his fault.
The
He's
fourth.
not.
The fourth.
Well, yeah, the fourth did it, but you know what I mean. Like they all agreed to that. They all agreed to take one person and put the monster inside of him. If you hate that thing so much, you cannot hate the person who's being sacrificed to carry it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I meant more in the sense that
I feel like so many people do that, and I understand it more when it comes from younger characters or characters who are kids, who lost their parents or something like this, to the nine tail, and then they look at the person, the kid who's carrying the nine tail, who's the Jinchuriki, and hate him because they see the creature inside of him. But especially from older characters, I feel like they should make a distinction here. Naruto is not the nine tail. He's, as if you think of the nine tail, if that's what you hate, Naruto is nothing more than a vessel to it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that the third hates Naruto because his wife died. I'm saying, would the fact that his wife died that night, and then he has to take care of this baby who every day probably reminds him of his dead wife, makes it difficult.
I get that it's difficult. But again, I feel like he should be wiser than that. And who does it benefit to then leave the child be on his own and have a difficult life?
Yeah, nobody says it's a good thing. I'm just saying it's human. Does it help understand the character?
Yeah, okay. Now that you... Yes, I understand that. I understand the character. I'm still not agreeing with him.
Because I don't think it's a conscious choice on his part either,
true. That's true.
He is human. We all are. Except the nine-tail.
The next comment from Chaos Dromana. Sorry. I hope I got that right. From Hunter x Hunter, Chimera and Arc Review. Hot take. Chimera and Arc is overrated.
So?
Is it overrated?
Is it over? I mean, it's always, a question of personal taste and subjectivity. But
no, I don't.
Let's agree to disagree on that one.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's overrated.
I don't think so. And here's the thing. I mentioned this, I guess, in the review, and I'll say it again because I think it's great what this anime does. Is that it feels like at every new step, at every new level, they tell you, oh, here's the bad guy, here's the good guy. Is this, or what, the guy who seems to be the bad guy and the guy who seems to be the good guy, right? Is it true? And you think like, yeah, obviously there's the bad guy, and then by the end you're like, ah, damn it, not really. And then they do it again, and they do it again, and then when they're facing the ants, you think obviously these are the bad guys. They look like monsters, they act like monsters, and then by the end again it's like, no, no, they're not.
I think
it's great.
It's wonderfully crafted, and the ways that not only the characters but the themes and the storyline are approached, I think it's a great arc. I wouldn't say it's overrated at all, but it's always interesting to hear other people's opinion. I would have liked him to go a bit further in why he thinks it's overrated. And if you see this video, let us know in the comment section. Chase Martin tells us in the Naruto Shippuden episode 261 reaction video, I would run through a brick wall for Gaara right about now. So that's the video in which he does the speech.
The speech. Yeah, that was an inspiring speech for sure.
I put this comment in there to use, as a jumping off point to talk about Gaara and the evolution of the character.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it crazy when you think about where we started with him to where he is right now?
It feels because they're making a point out of saying that he had basically the same type of childhood like as Naruto did. It feels like Gaara, as of now, got further than Naruto. Like in terms of his relationship with the people around him.
Yeah. And also literally in becoming the Kage of his village.
That's true. Like the people, the Konoha people now have acknowledged Naruto and are, seeing him as a hero. But it feels like Gara has them all rallied up behind him now, And to think that not only the people from his village, but now, like everyone who was there, all the soldiers lined up, ready to go to war. And his speech like inspired all of them.
And they were arguing before, but afterward they were like, "Oh, let's go, let's."
Yeah, exactly. It's great. It's great. His evolution is amazing. And while we haven't seen, I mean, we've seen him, here and there, like he wasn't like a permanent character. I feel like we've seen the evolution completely. We've seen all the important parts.
Yeah, from someone who was so hated by his village to like this inspiring figure to the whole world. That's crazy. And I guess Naruto is, like you were saying, on a similar path. Next up,
from Bertoldo Hoover, from Naruto Shippuden episode 264 reaction. I wish we got to see some of the Uchiha clan get reanimated. I think it would have been really interesting story-wise. That's true. That's a whole family that was killed. How come? Where are Sasuke's parents?
Yeah, so I put this one in there also as a jumping off point, because Kabuto explains why some of the people he couldn't bring back.
Yeah.
But even putting those aside, it feels like there is a, lot of people that you could have brought back that like we're not seeing. He has 4 Kages. What happens to all the others, excluding of course the Okage? We know why they're not there.
Yeah. Kakashi's dead.
Kakashi's dad, other characters like that, that we've heard about.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like it's a whole family, and you have to think they must have been strong, for God's sake, I mean, at least some of them must have been strong enough to want to add them to your collection of zombies. So why not? No, interesting question.
And it is on that interesting question that we end our video today. So that was just some of your comments for the month of July. Thank you to everyone who commented. And keep on commenting. We might be doing more of these comment reaction videos where we react to your comment about our reaction. So
that's how it goes.
That's pretty meta. So yeah, thank you all for commenting, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and
subscribe.
Have a nice day.